The density gauge is used on the construction site to determine in-place density according to TR 401. Density gauges must be standardized to the job site daily. Doing so will allow the gauge to adjust for background influence and the natural daily decay of the radioactive sources. This instructional video utilizes the Troxler 3440, but the concept also applies to the Humboldt 5001. While preparing a testing site, turn the gauge on and allow it to warm up for 10 to 15 minutes. Place the standard block on the prepared site. Ensure the top of the standard block is free of debris. Any debris left on the standard block may affect the standard count result. Place the gauge on the standard block, ensuring the gauge sits evenly and snug within the raised sides. To see the current standard counts in the gauge memory, press the standard key. The display shows Take New Count. Press the No key. The display shows Want to view last 4 standard counts. Press the Yes key. The density standards will be displayed first. To view the moisture standards, press the Yes key. To standardize the gauge, press the standard key. The display will prompt the gauge user through each step in the process. The display shows the previous standard counts taken and Take New Count, press the Yes key. The display shows Is gauge on standard block and source rod in safe position? Press the Yes key. The gauge will begin a standard count. Once the standard count is complete, the display will show the results. The moisture and density standard is shown as a % with an indication of pass or fail. For a moisture standard to pass, the result must be within 2% of the moisture standards in the gauge memory. The moisture standard shown here passed. The % result is less than 2%. The P shown stands for pass and is another visual indication the moisture standard is good. If the moisture standard is higher than 2%, an F for fail will be shown next to the % result. For the density standard to pass, the result must be within 1% of the density standards in the gauge memory. The display shows, do you want to use the new standard? Press the Yes key. The new standard has now been saved to the gauge memory, and the display will transition to the main screen. Press the standard key and repeat the process until 4 consecutive passing standard counts are saved in the gauge memory. The moisture standard shown here failed, indicated by an F. If a % result is very high, plus signs will show. Though it may seem contradictory to do so, it is important to accept the failing standard. To accept the failed standard, press the Yes key. If the previous standards were taken some time ago or from a different job site, the gauge must be standardized to the current site and radioactive decay. As each count is taken, the % results will drop until within 1% for density or 2% for moisture. Continue to take standard counts until 4 consecutive passing counts are saved in the gauge memory. The moisture and density standard counts will affect field measurements. If 4 consecutive passing standards are not in the gauge memory, the field test results will be inaccurate. If the standard count shows no improvement in percent results and continues to fail after numerous attempts, contact DOTD's Testing Equipment Unit for assistance.